She didn't run, she didn't hide, she walked right into a police station and said, "I think I've killed someone." Before we go deeper, if you're drawn to stories that sit in that uncomfortable space between truth and perception, hit subscribe, because this case, it doesn't offer any easy answers. Was this a terrified girl fighting for her life, or someone who crossed a line and knew exactly what she was doing? Everything about this case depends on a single moment inside a moving car, with no clear witnesses and two completely different versions of the truth. It's October 20th, 2018, Peterborough, England. The night starts out simple enough. Birthday drinks, laughter, nothing out of the ordinary. At the center of it all is Martyna Ogonowska. She's a teenager, but she carries a past heavier than most people will ever experience. She moved from Poland as a child, struggled to fit in, and faced intense bullying and isolation. By 14, she endured something severely traumatic, leaving scars far deeper than anyone could see. By 16, she was a mother, navigating it completely alone. So by 18, she was just desperately trying to figure out what normal felt like. And that's when she meets Philip. Philip appears to be her exact opposite. Calm, stable, soft-spoken. The sort of man you'd trust without having to think twice. He'd moved to England for a better life, and by all accounts, he was successfully building one. That's exactly what makes the rest of this night so hard to process. After drinks, 4 of them leave the bar. Philip is driving. Martyna sits beside him, while 2 of their friends, Peter and Sophie, are in the back. But there's a problem. Philip has been drinking. A lot. And instead of taking them home, he keeps driving. Faster, more erratic, with no clear destination. Martyna starts to panic and begs him to slow down. He tells her to shut up. That's when something incredibly small, sparse, something terrifying. She accidentally damages his cigarettes. Suddenly, the tension explodes. He stops the car and they end up arguing in a street. And then, he grabs her by the neck and forces her down. It takes their friends in the back seat to finally pull him off of her. At that point, Martyna wants out, but somehow, she gets back into the car, and that one decision changes everything. Inside the confined space of the car, things don't calm down. They get worse. According to testimony, he touches her, grabs her, pulls her hair. She's trapped. Again. And then, a sound. Heavy. A knife is now in his chest, all the way in, straight to the heart. For a second, no one understands what just happened. Then Martyna pulls the blade out, stares at it, and runs. But here's where her behavior gets strange. She doesn't disappear into the night. She doesn't try to escape. She goes to a friend's house and cleans the knife. She messages her mother, confessing everything. Then she calls a cab. When the driver asks if she's okay, she gives him a blank, distant look. I have to do this. Hours later, she walks into a police station, calm, shaking but certain. I think I've killed someone. Meanwhile, Philippe is still in the car, slumped over the wheel. By the time he's found, it's far too late. The entire trial hinges on one single question. Was this self-defense or something else? The prosecution's stance is clear. This wasn't panic. This wasn't the chaos of a struggle. This was deliberate. She brought the knife with her that night, and in the eyes of the law, that means intent. But Martyna tells a wildly different story. She claims the knife wasn't hers, that it was handed to her moments before. She says she only showed it to scare him, to make him back off. The stabbing? An accident, a struggle, a warning gone horribly wrong. 2 stories, same car, same seconds, completely different truths. This is where the case stops being simple, because fear doesn't behave logically. When a person feels cornered, the brain doesn't neatly weigh its options. It reacts fast, primal, messy,
Fight, flight, freeze. Martyna had a deep history of trauma, a documented pattern of losing control in moments of extreme fear. So the question becomes infinitely deeper. Was she choosing or reacting?
But you can't ignore the counterpoint. She had chances to leave, opportunities to escape into the night, and she didn't take them. So was it fear or escalation? After weeks of gripping testimony, the jury decides 11-1, guilty of murder. The judge acknowledges the complexity of it all. Yes, there was violence from him. Yes, there was provocation. Yes, she was incredibly vulnerable. But she brought the knife and she used it. She is sentenced to 17 years. Appeals follow, arguments of profound injustice, claims of a complete loss of control. All of them are rejected. The verdict stands. And that's why, even today, people are still arguing about this case. Because it forces us into an uncomfortable space, a place where two very different truths can exist at exactly the same time. She was terrified, but someone still died. So where is the line? When fear takes over, when raw survival instincts kick in, how far is too far? And more importantly, would you even know until it was too late?